I'm going to go ahead and get started. So today's workshop is going to cover how to work with your interface in D2L Daylight. I'll be showing you guys how you can change the course banner and course image. It's a little bit different than our current system because now with the new interface, as you learned in the overview, your course also is assigned a course image on the front homepage. The second part of the workshop will be showing you how to set up your homepage, which is still the same process as you did in the live server, but I wanted to be able to share some best practice information as far as Daylight and the responsive environment goes. So just to get started, I'm just going to take us back out to our homepage. So if you're following along, you just click up on the Western Online My Home button, and that will take you to your main page if you're not already there. As you come in today, you're going to see that you have a variety of courses sitting here under your My Courses area. And within My Courses, you're going to see those that are assigned to you. As we go along, you're welcome to follow along with me. You can work in one of your courses if you actually want to follow along and make these changes. Or I have loaded everybody into my CITR Daylight Experience training as an instructor. So if you want to work in there, you can follow along in there as well, whichever you're most comfortable with. Anything that happens on this test server does not get reflected live, so it's not anything that your students would see. So you'd be able to go in and work in your courses without worrying about students seeing the changes that you had made. So first of all, just to recap what this front page is, as I had said in my overview workshop, the front page is now a visual experience. D2L has gone to this look because it's something that students have requested. So basically where we used to have the text links to your classes, you now have a visual map. This visual map is something that the students or you yourself can create by pinning and unpinning classes. So as you scroll over your classes, you'll see a little icon come up with 3 dots up in the upper right-hand corner. You can click on that icon and you can go down to the bottom and you can unpin it, which will take it out of your top 12 that show up all the time. If you unpin a course, it then goes down under this link at the bottom where it says view all courses, and it will put it underneath to the unpinned section. In this window, you can go up and filter your courses. So much like we do now where we can filter by semester, you could go up and filter and say, okay, well, I only want to see spring 2018, or I only want to see those that are for my CITR department. So you can go in and filter your courses out by using that tool. So just as I unpinned a course, I can also come into this window and I can pin a course. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my filter off. So I'll clear my filter. If I wanted to go back in and pin one of these courses that I have underneath here that I don't currently have showing up, I can just scroll over the little icon in the upper right-hand corner and I can choose pin, and that will move that up to my top list of courses. So those courses that are pinned are the 12 that are going to be showing up in this area. So then the 12 that you see here are basically going to be the top 12, your top 12. So it's kind of like having a favorite playlist in iTunes or bookmarking websites in your browser. This is something you're totally in control of setting up. By default, we believe that it's going to be the courses that are enrolled for that semester. Those will automatically be pinned, but then the user can go in and unpin or pin what they want to be the most seen courses on their page. So this is a menu that you can change. So from there, we'll go ahead and talk about how that concerns you as the instructor. So now not only do you have the potential to have a banner in your course, you have the potential and you have a course image that's going to identify your course, okay? And you have a few different ways of getting your course image uploaded. You could bring a picture up from your computer. You could use the 3,000 stock photos that D2L provides, and I'll show you how to do that. Or you could work with us at CITR and have our grad student, Savannah, design a course image for you that also will double as the course banner. When Savannah designs it for you, she sizes it in a way that it can be one graphic that serves both purposes. So just to show you some examples, those that have the words on them, so History 245, History of Asia with the department history, or the famous people of African descent, these are banners that Savannah has designed so that they'll double as banner and course image. So right now I'm hovering over the course image. When I actually click into that course, there you'll see my banner. Okay, she designs these in a way so that they're sized that when you hit the page, it shoves the wording off the screen so that you can't see it. The one thing that I want to clarify that's different about banners in this system is the title. So the title that you see right here is the system title for your course. It's automatically laid over the top of this picture. It is not part of the banner. This is your system title. This title can be changed by going up to your course admin area and going into course offering information. Right here is where you can change this title. The reason I'm showing you this is because some of you may already use a banner in your course, and at the point that that banner was designed, it may have been embedded as part of the image. If you have that, now you would have two banners, two titles laying over top of your banner, okay? And this title cannot be taken off. This title is going to be there. It can be changed, but it can't be taken off. So if you're using a banner that currently has a title on it, you would want to consider having that title taken out. If you need assistance with that, you can send me an email. We'll get your banner and we will take that out for you so that you can still use that banner, but you won't have the conflicting titles. Going back out, I'll show you another example. And basically, this one is going to show you an example of someone who has uploaded a picture from their computer. So this person has taken a WIU graduation picture. It's fine, there's no issue with that. It won't have this type of title on it, no worries about that. When you click and go in, just notice that the heads of the students get cut off because it automatically is going to scale. And if you don't have the right size of image, it's going to cut it wherever it falls. We don't have control over that. D2L recommends that if you're going to be designing your own banner, you go for 2400 by 960 pixels. And that is in the workshop. That is in the handout that I sent you on adding and changing course images right on the front page. So you have several options with how you choose to do your banner. One final example is a course that has used the stock photography that's in D2L. So this course right here is using an image, and when you click into it, it looks like this. This is just stock footage that the instructor put up from D2L. And that's the first thing I'm going to show you how to do today, is how you can set your course image and banner using stock footage that D2L provides. And we're going to go through a few different ways of doing this. So we're going to go ahead and go back out to our main page. And like I said, go ahead and just pick one of your courses that you can work in. Again, nothing is going to be seen by students. This server is not live. And you're going to make a change to the course image. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll use this one. So I've got my mouse hovered over my course and my icon with the 3 dots is coming up at the top. I'm going to click on that. And when the drop-down menu appears, I'm going to click Change Image. And when I click on that, I get a window with all of the stock footage in it. And I also get a search box. So I'm going to go ahead and type in a search term that might have something to do with my class. So for mine, I'm going to type in technology. So I'm going to go ahead and think about these pictures and look at them. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Okay. So when I find one that I want, I go ahead and I click use this image. And that is automatically going to change. And it didn't. Let me do that again. I think I have some lag. Let me go down and choose my picture again. I'm going to hit refresh because it's not refreshing. There we go. I had to refresh my browser. So now my image has changed. Okay. Now, if I go ahead and click on that image to go into my course, you'll see that my banner has also changed. Okay. Now, some of you may be saying, oh, well, my banner didn't change. Okay. If your banner did not change, but your course image did, what you're going to do is you're going to click here. You're going to click under your more menu, or you may have it in your menu as just showing. You want to go to your course admin. So go ahead and find your course admin link, and you're going to click on that. And from the course admin link, you're going to click on course offering information. If your image did not show up as your banner, it's likely that you don't have a check mark in this box. Okay? So in order for your banner to show up in your course, you have to make sure that the box in front of display the image in a banner on the course homepage is checked. Okay? So if it didn't show up, you're going to go in here and make sure that it is checked. And then you're going to click save. And then your banner, if you click back on course home, will be showing there. So we're going to go ahead now. I'm going to show you another way to go about this. So right from within your course homepage, if you click on the 3 dots on your banner, you get the same image. You can click change image. Okay. So if you click change image, it will bring you right back out here. So you could do another stock photography footage, or you could go over to the right and you'll see an upload button. Okay, so if you click on the upload button, then you get back into your course offering information page, and you can click where it says browse, and that would let you go out and choose a course offering file or pull something off of your computer. So what we're going to do now is we're going to click on my computer, and if you have downloaded that banner image from your email that I had talked about, you'll be able to upload that as your banner. If you have some other picture on your computer that you want to upload as your banner, feel free to do that. So we'll go ahead and we're going to click upload. And the one that I sent you all is called daylightbanner.jpg. So I'm going to go ahead and click on daylightbanner.jpg to select it, and then I'll click open. And I see it now in the window, and then after that's in there, I'll go ahead and click add. And again, I want to make sure that it's clicked where it says display the image in a banner, because I want that on my course. And I'm going to click save. And now if I click on course home, I notice that my banner has changed. Okay. If I go back out to my main page, my home, I also notice that my course image has changed. Okay. So I've been able to change my course banner and my image. It's one graphical file, it's not two. So if you change one, it changes the other. If you don't want to have that banner showing, you just want the course image, you just uncheck that box in course information, and it will not put a banner in your internal page. One question that has came up is, well, what if I use the stock photos and this professor chooses the image, but I also choose the same image? That can happen. So if that happens, then you would have the same course image as someone else. There's no control over that we have at Western. It doesn't say, oh, well, somebody's already chosen that. So it's technically possible that you could have the course image be the same as someone else if you're using the stock photography. The title is always going to be different for your course, okay? If you have Savannah, if you have us design something for you, then it's going to typically be different than someone else's unless your department wants course images to look similar. We have some that do. So that is basically how you would be able to go in and make changes to your course image and your course banner. And again, so your options there are being able to get help from us, being able to use the stock photography, or being able to upload a picture from your computer that you've either taken or that you want to, or you've had made. Again, high resolution photos are what you're going to need for this, and the dimensions they recommend are 2400 by 960 pixels. Okay. At this point, do you guys have any questions about banners or course images?
I have a question.
Sure.
What is your recommendation for selecting banners for multiple sections of the same course? You recommend the same or different?
I would probably recommend the same because it's not likely that the same student is going to be in both sections.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
As long as it's not going to be confusing to you. One thing that you could do if it's going to be confusing to you is maybe you could have the same background image, but maybe you could have a tint put over the top of that. So maybe each section would have a bit of a different color tint.
Mm-hmm.
That might be one idea.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So now we're going to transition into looking at how you set up your homepage in D2L Daylight. And I will let you know that the process for doing that is the same as the process you currently follow in the live server. But what we want to make sure and point out to you is that you think about how you're going to order your content due to the new responsive design. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up a course just to show you an example. So if you didn't get a chance to go to my previous workshop or review it, I went ahead and showed examples of what the differences are. But the main reason that D2L, the company, is switching to this design is so that the courses will be more responsive and more usable on mobile devices. Okay, so one of the big things is to look at your course and test it to see how it's going to look on those devices. You can load it on a cell phone or on an iPad and look at it. If you don't have an iPad, we have those that will check out. But you can also just sit at your computer and you can take your browser window like you see me doing now, pulling it from the bottom corner and making it smaller. So this is going to emulate to you what happens to your course when they get onto a mobile device. So you see how it gets smaller. As it gets smaller, everything stacks. So this is where the importance comes in. This is the best practice. D2L recommends that in order to have the most responsive course that you can have, that you do a one page or a one column page or a two column page layout. What you need to keep in mind is that when it stacks, the most important information is what's in the top left column. That's the first thing that they're going to see on a mobile device. So some people might have announcements, some people might have course content. I'm just telling you this so you guys think about, okay, what's the first thing I want my students to see if they're looking at this on a mobile device, so that when you're setting up your pages, you know that your student's going to hit that first. So when this gets small, whatever's in the top left corner is what comes first. And then everything in the left-hand column, and then the right-hand column stacks under the left-hand column, and anything in the footer stacks under the right-hand column. So it's left down, right goes under left, and then the footer goes under that. That is the sequencing or the ordering of content that students are going to see as the page gets smaller. So that's the main thing for you to take away from this, is to be thinking how you want to organize that page. Okay, so I'm going to go in and show you how to organize your page now. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and go to your course admin. I'm going to get out of this course because it's not mine. I'll get back into mine. I'm going to go into my course admin, and I'm going to click where it says home pages. Okay. We have gone ahead and set up a couple of example pages that you guys can work from. So you'll see some in here called Daylight 2-column, emphasis on announcements, widget titles off. That means this is a 2-column page layout with announcements at the top. And the widget titles have been turned off. So you don't see where it says announcements, calendar, they're turned off. The second one is Daylight 2-column, emphasis with on announcements with titles on. So again, announcements would be in the top left in this layout. The third and fourth are the same, except they put content browser above announcements. Okay, you do not have to use these. This is just a starting point for you if you wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that now. So if you decided, for instance, that you want to use Daylight 2-column, emphasis on announcements with the widget titles on, you're going to click on the drop down arrow next to that home page, and you're going to click copy. After you click copy, you're going to notice that you have a widget, or sorry, you have a home page by the same name except the word copy after it. Okay. That means we're going to be able to go in and make changes to this and make it yours. Before we do that, we want to make sure that this is the active homepage so that as you make changes, you can see them and your students would be able to see them if we're in the live environment. So we're going to go up to the top and you see a drop-down menu that says active homepage. Okay. From there, we're going to click. And we're going to go down and choose the Daylight 2-column, emphasis copy. So whichever one you copied, you're going to go ahead and click apply so that that is now your active homepage. So the changes that you make will be reflected on your homepage. Okay. So now that you have set that as active, you can go ahead and start editing that homepage. So we'll go ahead and click on the link, and that will take us into our homepage editor. The first thing I recommend is changing the title of this homepage so that you know what it is for future reference. So I'm going to type in the name of my course and the date, because I may want to know if I use this, maybe I have a summer course, maybe I have a spring fall course, maybe I want to use different home pages for each. So I can go ahead and label that however I want. It just lets me know easily which home page I'm working with when I go into that listing. So you just change the name. This is not something that shows up to students or anything like that. It's for your reference only to know which one you're using. After you've named it, you're going to go down, scroll down, and you first will see a layout window. I'm going to keep the layout that I have, but if you wanted to change the layout, you could click change layout. Again, the best practice recommendation is a 1-column or 2-column layout. So you can go through these and you can choose what you might want. I'm going to go ahead and just keep the basic plus. But if you wanted something else, you would just click on the radio button of the one you wanted and click update. I'm going to leave it where it is for mine. Scrolling down, you're going to see the listing of widgets that are currently showing. Okay, this is where you come in and concentrate on how you want to order your page, what you want your students to see first. To reorder these widgets, all you do is when you scroll over them, you get the crossbars. You just click and drag wherever you want that to go. If you want Content Browser to move to the right column, you can pull it to the right. If you want it to go back down under Announcements, you just click and drag it down. Okay, so it's just as simple as that. You're just clicking and dragging where you want them to go. Just remembering by order of importance that whatever's in the top left column is what they'll see first, and then everything drops down under that in a stacking order. Okay, so if you're following along, go ahead and make a change just so you can see how this works. So I'm going to go ahead and put Content Browser above Announcements, and I'm going to click Save and Close, and I will go back out to my home page. And now you'll see that I have the Content Browser as the first content in the left-hand column with announcements falling under that, because I have now reordered my content on my home page. Okay. Do you guys have any questions about the home page or questions about this responsiveness and stacking that I'm talking about? Okay. So one final thing that I'm going to show you guys is we have made a system widget available to everybody to use for their courses. And it's a course information footer widget where you can go in and put in the course title, your name, your contact information, information about your department that would be static and show up always on your course homepage so that your students could see it. I'm going to show you guys how you can go in and edit that and use that widget if you would like to. This is also going to show you how you can add a custom widget to your page. So for this, we're going to once again get into our course admin area. So we're going back into course admin. And this time we're going to click on widgets. And once you get into your widgets area, you're going to see custom widgets is the one you want to be clicked on. You're going to see a widget called course information footer. Okay. You're going to notice that you can't edit that. That's because it's a system widget that we've pushed out to everyone. And if you were to edit it, you would change everyone's. So what you have to do here is you have to duplicate it. So the middle icon is copy. So go ahead and click on that and go ahead and say yes, that's what you want to do. And you now will have a widget called course information footer copy. And I have two because I've done this workshop twice now. Once you have that showing, you can go ahead and click on the pencil icon. And then go ahead and you can change the name so that you know again what this is. And so then you can click on content. And when you click on content, you're going to have the footer here, and you can go in and just start changing the information to match yours, just like you would in any other window. And then once you've done that, you can click Save and Close. And then you're going to go ahead and you still have one more step because now you've changed that widget and you've got your information in there, but it's still not showing on the home page. So if you go back and click on home pages, you can then go in and add it to your home page. So if we go to the accessible course or whatever you had called yours and scroll down to the bottom, mine is already in there because I've done this before, but if it was not in there, you would go down and click Add Widgets, and you would click on Custom Widget, and then you would scroll down and choose your course information page. So right here is my accessible course footer information widget. I'll click on that, click Add. Now, it's currently under Roll Switch. If I want, I can click and drag that above Roll Switch, and that will be there. The roll switch is really not probably necessary anymore. You can now do the roll switch up at the top of your page. So if you don't want that, you can just click the X. Additionally, it's more than likely that students do not need to know the title of this footer. So if you do not want that title turned on, you can click in this window and then you can go up and uncheck Display Title Bar. and you can click Save and Close. If you go back out and view your home page, you will now see that you have the footer. Oh, mine's not showing because I probably don't have the right one selected. Let me go back and reselect my home page. But you would then have that showing up. There you go. Yeah, I don't have the right one. Now you see that I have my course footer in the window. Okay. Any questions about that? Okay. If you guys decide, you know, that you want this course footer or you want the banner, you can use what you've learned today and do this yourself, or you can contact us and we can work with you, because those are small items. It's easy for us to pop them in. So whatever you prefer, you've got options. One of the things that several people ask as well, because the option is that you could move your courses to the test server so that you can work on them the remainder of the spring. And before this happens, it will be turned on the live server July 30. That's the date for when Daylight will be turned on the live server. So it's really up to you to decide if you want to have your courses moved to the test server so that you can work on them, or if you believe that the 2 weeks time will be enough. Mainly, if you don't have a really graphically intensive course, the main changes that you may want to make are going to be that banner. You're going to want to have that resized. You may or may not be happy with how the inside content pages look. We have some templates that you can use for them, but you may be fine with it. So I would say if you're struggling with knowing of whether or not you need to move it to that test server, don't worry about if we move it and you don't use it. So if you just want it moved so you can see and decide, that's fine. If you decide that you do want to move it and you do want to work on it in the test server, you can do that, and we can do one-on-one help with that. The only thing to remember is when you move it to the test server, you'll have to figure out a cutoff date for when you're going to be done working on it over there so that we can get it moved back to the live server for you in time for fall. So if you do want your course moved, all you got to do is send me an email with the course or course names section, and then the semester of the content that you would like to have moved over so that you can work on it. If the main type of updating that you're going to be doing is changing out PowerPoints, changing out PDF documents, changing your syllabus, I don't know that you have to go to the test server. You could do all of that on live and wait for Daylight to be turned on, and then you could go in and make these changes such as the banner at that point. But we are offering the opportunity of putting your course on the test server if you want to see how it's going to be impacted, and giving the opportunity for you to have lead time and working on that. So again, that's totally up to you. We're here to support you in whatever way that we can. So I will take any final questions that you might have.
I have a question. Is it possible to have a course in the test server environment and live environment at the same time, and then copy from the test server into the live environment for us as a user?
They can't mesh together. Yes, you can obviously have your course in the live server going, and then you can have a copy of that over in the test server, but they're not talking to each other. So what you do in the test server has to be moved back up to the live server in your fall section. So it's not like you can't do all of the file updates on the live server and the design updates on the test server and then think that they'll come together. It won't work that way. But you can be conducting the course on the live server, and you can be working on a copy of the course on the test server, and then that test server copy gets moved back to the live and put into your fall shell. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And in the future, when I copy my course from a previous semester, it will copy with all the visuals, banners, and all, right?
Yep. Yep, once that original change happens, your course copy, everything is going to work just as it does now. The functionality is not changing. It's just this visual change. So once this primary change is made, everything's going to work how you have used it in the past.
Okay, thank you.
And if you decide not to go to the test server and just stay in live, all that's going to stay the same. It's just once July 30 gets here, you would go in and follow these steps that we just went through to update your banner and such, or you'll contact us to have us help you. If you want us to help and you are going to wait, that's fine. I would go ahead and let us know as soon as you can so we can get your graphics designed for you so that you're not caught in an influx of a lot of people contacting us at the same time, because then it will take longer to get it back out to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
I have a question.
Sure.
One of the common things I do every semester, and I teach Mathematics 123, is to have my two sections of that class cross-linked.
Yes.
I understand it maybe not about design or something, but because I do it every time, and it's a lot of, like stress on people who do that, because usually it happens like a week, the first week of classes. Is there a way to just have a request to have all my sections of the same course on the same semester just always merged, always cross-linked?
I don't know that there's a way to have that set up so that it just automatically happens. I believe that you do have to request it every time.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
We have recently have been given the ability to also do that here at CITR. So you could contact UTech, but you could also contact us to help you with that.
Mm-hmm.
This week, something in that system is not working. So we right now can't do that, but as soon as they fix it, we'll be able to do that again.
Okay.
So while I don't think that you can make a standing request, you now have two different places you can go. So you could go to UTech, or you could come to us and chat, or I could do it while we're on the phone with you. And it happens pretty instantaneously. Right now, we're not able to because something is wrong, but they are looking to get that fixed. So I would imagine by fall, we would be able to do it again. So right now, you have to get a hold of UTech, but I think we'll be back in business by fall.
I'm registered for one more presentation or seminar or something on April 27th. That would be something. Could you remind me, what it would be about, and would I be able to try test server after that?
Sure. The April 27th is more than likely working with the internal page templates. And what I might recommend is you may want to have your course moved before that one.
Okay.
You can decide if that's even something you're interested in. So what the internal templates are, and I can show you guys an example of this now. When the font comes over, so D2L, with this new look, they have a new system font, and it's called Lotto, and it's bigger. So when the fonts come over, you can watch this on the screen right now. They're going to look something like this, okay? And there's not really anything wrong with this. It's readable. But what some people are going to say is, I don't like that because it looks so much smaller than what surrounds it, okay? It's a choice of yours. It's a preference. It's not any kind of requirement. But for people who say, well, I don't like how this looks, we have made some internal page templates so they can copy and paste. So an example of what that internal page template does would be this. So you have what this looks like right now. And if you were to copy and paste into the internal page template, you might have something that looks more like this. Okay, so it's just totally a style preference. The reason I say you might want to have your course moved over if you want to examine this, and we can build out a couple of pages for you in your course so that you could say, I don't care how, I like it fine how it is, or I want to change it, because there's no sense of investing your time going to that workshop if you don't care or you don't want this look, because that workshop is going to cover how to do this. And some people may want it and some people may not.
I see.
So that's what the April 27th workshop will
Okay.
cover.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Anything else, guys? Not right now. Okay. So if you want to have something copied over, just send me that email and we'll work on that for you. If you want to do one-on-one work together, I can do that face-to-face. I can also do that via Zoom. Just let me know.